Good evening, I'm Cole Hartman, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. In case you missed it, the 2023 MLB Draft kicked off last night, where several Huskers made some big headlines. The junior shortstop Bryce Matthews was selected in the first round of the draft by the Houston Astros at the 28th overall pick, becoming the 7th first-round selection in NU history. Matthews was the highest overall selection since 2005, where third baseman Alex Gordon went number 2 overall to the Royals. Not far behind in the second round, 45th pick in the draft, the junior second baseman Max Anderson's name was called on by the Detroit Tigers. Earlier today, in the fourth round and 110th pick in the draft, NU junior pitcher Emmett Olson was drafted by the Miami Marlins. And just earlier this afternoon, another phenomenal junior pitcher in Jace Kaminska had his name called in the 10th round by the Colorado Rockies. This year's draft is the fourth time in program history that the Huskers have had at least 4 players picked in the top 10 rounds. The last time the Big Red had 4 Huskers go in the first 10 rounds was in 2005. Also in NU athletics happenings, 4 Nebraska swimmers and 1 Husker diver claimed Scholar All-America honors as the College Swimming and Diving Coaches Association of America announced its individual academic award winners last Friday. The distinguished athletes are Gina Jorgensen, Kelsey Claremont, Sarah Barton, Berkeley Livingston, and JoJo Ranby. The NBA Summer League continues out in Las Vegas, where 2 teams are currently live. The Cavs are up 50-41 on the Grizzlies at the half, and the Suns lead the Heat 20-16 after 1 quarter of play. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Now get ready for a full 2 hours of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Simon gets the shotgun snap. Huskers send a corner blitz. Simon step throws. Pass intercepted. Picked off by Miles Farmer.
Go,
to the 35, to the 30. Riptide down to the 27-yard line. Miles Farmer's 4th career INT.
Yes!
3 eligible to the near side. Back to throw is Morgan. Stepping up, gets hit, drop. Oh, he got drilled at the 18-yard line. Ty Robinson's 2nd sack of the year. I think he took his shoes off with that hit.
Here is your host, Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Hey, everybody. Welcome into the show. I'm Jessica Coody. Hope you had a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Greg was flying solo last week. Now he's out. So he was out, then he was back. Now he's out. I was in, out, in, and so we kind of have been tag teaming this thing. So he's out again this week, but Cole and I are back with you. Cole was also out last week. You survived rock climbing. We're happy to be back, all of the above.
I did survive. I'm really happy to be back, but had a blast.
What did you do? You climbed which rock? Or which mountain did you climb? Or where did you go? Tell us about it.
I don't know the specific mountain. We did some climbing in Utah in Zion's National Forest, but then we did some climbing also near Dillon, Colorado, the Dillon, Silverthorne, Breckenridge kind of area. So
nice.
Tons of fun.
Nice little getaway. We had a busy week before we left, so I know you enjoyed a little bit of a break. You said before we went on the air, I hope I still remember how to do this. I'm with you. I said the same thing. I hope I remember how to do this. Because it is, once you go away for a week and you come back, it's like, oh, wait, got to get back in the swing of things in a hurry. But mentioned Greg out for this week. But before he was able to go, he started his series of his summer sit-downs with the assistant football coaches. So diving into the different position groups, and got a few of those done before he left. And we'll be bringing you those over these next few weeks. And so tonight we're going to hear from Donovan Raiola, talk about the offensive line. We'll hear from Garrett McGuire tomorrow. I think Terrence Knighton on Wednesday. So we'll have 3 coaches for you this week, and then we'll continue those again throughout these next several weeks as we dive into get to really know what's going on in those position rooms before. I mean, fall camp will be here before you know it. We're I think less than a month out. We are less than a month out, and media days are coming up, so it should be fun series, and we'll get to those here later. So you will hear from Greg Sharpe coming up here in this show and throughout this week as we will bring you those interviews. Also coming up on the show, we continue our series of newcomer interviews with Nebraska volleyball. Harper Murray coming up in hour number 2. I mean, I've said it every time they've been on the show. This freshman class is absolutely so impressive. They are incredible, so well-spoken, so engaging, have great backstories, and so it's been a really, really fun series. I've really enjoyed getting to know them. They're going to be superstars, obviously, on the court and off the court. So excited for you guys to hear from Harper Murray coming up in hour number 2. And also, this is the week for the 11th annual Nebraska football road race. We've been hearing from the different football players that have been involved on the Leadership Council, and tonight a really special interview with Nick Henrich and his buddy that he's made over the last few years, Andrew. So they'll both be here in studio as well. So we've got a fun show coming up tonight and got fun shows coming up for you the rest of the week. I've even been told Jeremiah Searles has told me that he'd be in this week as well. So we have a lot of fun stuff headed your way, but we got to start with the big news. What a great night last night and into today for Nebraska baseball. Bryce Matthews going in the first round, 28th overall to the Houston Astros. And the 7th first-round selection in Nebraska program history, highest draft pick since 2005. It's a really neat story, really cool, because the Houston Astros tweeted out a photo of him in a Houston Astros uniform because Bryce actually played in the Astros Urban Youth Academy from 9 years old to high school. There's a couple of cool articles that have been written about his background with the Astros because, you know, he's from that area, grew up in, I think his hometown is 20 miles from Minute Maid Park, and so he grew up in that area, so a hometown kid gets to go back. But he said he wasn't originally an Astros fan, but then as he was around the ballpark more and got to start going to games, he became a fan, so it's a lifelong dream for him. And Cole, maybe you can weigh in on this a little bit. I know Ben and Greg talked a lot about this last week on the show and previewing the draft, and a lot of people surprised that Bryce went as high as he was. And I know I don't dive into that nearly as much, and I know he's projected maybe in the second round, but I wasn't as surprised. I was kind of surprised, I guess, at how surprised people were, if that makes sense. Were you shocked to see him go as high as he was?
I was and I wasn't. I was thinking both within the first 2 rounds, right?
Yeah.
But it's also kind of a case of MLB teams. They're very picky with what might fit their roster, what they need, and so they probably looked at Bryce and, you know, he was the best. He was the best available, so they went with him. But
well, that kind of leads me, I mean, perfectly into this. The Athletic wrote an article today that kind of dove into that, and it was a great article. Chandler Rome wrote about this, and he actually had an interview from the Astros amateur scouting director, Chris Goss, and they kind of dove into that about, you know, the needs that with the Astros minor league system, they've got a lot of outfielders, but they had a need for middle infielders. And so that's another kind of interesting talk surrounding Bryce, is that I think maybe a lot of people think that he might be going to move back to center field and play in the outfield, but it sounds like they like him there at shortstop. And he said, quote, this is a quote from Goss, they're the amateur director of scouting. "We think he's got the athleticism to cover a lot of ground at shortstop. It's a little bit new for him. He was an outfielder mainly in high school, played second base at Nebraska his freshman year, only 2 years at shortstop, but we like the range. He's got the arm strength to do it, and we think that's his long-term future." So as much as people may be thinking that he would move to the outfield, it sounds like the Astros like him there at shortstop, and just that he just hasn't played it much, and so getting him more time there at shortstop. But I think that's part of it, as you just kind of mentioned, is that the upside with Bryce Matthews and his athleticism and the things that he can provide. I think, you know, you kind of get tied up into what a guy does in a season or 2 seasons or 3 seasons, but it's also about what you see for the future in a guy and the potential and what he could bring to any kind of given franchise. And also another part of it too, and I've done a lot of conversations with scouts from all the sports that throughout the years of my career that come in and look at guys, and whether it be baseball or basketball or football. And a lot of these scouts, they do interviews, right, and get to know the kid. And we had Bryce in here in studio and have had some conversations with him. And he's a really humble kid. He's really hardworking. So, you know, he's also going to be a great addition to a franchise. And it's a great story. And as we know, the Astros have had some pretty bad PR in recent years. I mean, you heard the fans all booing them when they announced the Astros pick, but I think this is a really great PR story for them as well, and the hometown kid coming home. So I think the potential there, you saw the growth in his numbers. It's staggering, his numbers from his freshman and sophomore year to what he was able to do his junior year, and I think they probably looked at that as well. And then another thing that this article in The Athletic had noted is that potentially with them drafting him so high, they could probably sign him for less than the draft slot. So maybe save some money where they can put it elsewhere in that draft slot, money there that they could provide to other players. So, but congratulations to Bryce. Really big day for the program, because not just him and all the things we said about him and being the first round selection and the first since 2005, but you add to it Max Anderson, who went in the second round, as Cole mentioned, and with Bryce and Max, the first program to have a middle infield drafted in first 2 rounds since 2015. As and Anderson, fourth selection in top 3 rounds. They were the fourth since 2021, and the fourth selection in the top 3 rounds since 2021. Sorry, Bryce Matthews, Spencer Schwellenbach, Max Anderson, and Cade Povich. And Max Anderson, what a year he had as well. Certainly not surprising to see him go as high as he did as well. And one thing that's really big too is that you saw both Bryce and Max, when they're doing these interviews talking about getting drafted, both of them talking about how important Nebraska was to them and how much it was good for them to go play there. And Anderson, the local kid, the Nebraska kid, but Bryce talking about how it was good for him to go so far away from home and how much he grew as a player. And his story is so impressive, because going back to Bryce, and he talked about just the mental aspect of it and how he had to deal with that and not take it so seriously and see it as a game and having fun and some of the things he had to work through mentally to get to where he was this season. And I thought it was cool, the relationship between Max and Bryce and how supportive they were of one another, and obviously both just such huge seasons and All-Americans and all of that. And then you throw in Emmett Olsen, the 4th round pick, 110th overall to the Miami Marlins, and the first Husker trio to be taken in the first 4 rounds of the Major League Baseball draft in program history. So big day for the Husker baseball program, big 2 days for the Husker baseball program, because mentioned recruiting, as both of them now are really raving about their time at Nebraska. And that's really big, because these young players that are looking at the places that they want to go play, that's the dream of theirs, right? Is to make it to the next level. And you can, hey, the proof is in the pudding right here. We've got guys that we put in the first and second round and the middle infield, the first since 2015, and it's a big recruiting tool. So should pay dividends on the recruiting trail, and I think a lot of people will say it, and we've said it on this program. The only disappointing part is that you weren't able to see those guys play in the postseason a little bit more, but I know that that's a priority and they want to get back to it. But really, really exciting days for all these guys drafted. Dream come true. Jace Kaminska as well. It's a dream that these guys work their whole lives for, and for them to get rewarded by that, really, really special. Never gets old either. All right, going to step aside, working our first break here on Sports Nightly, because we have a ton to get to. Again, coming up next, we got Donovan Raiola, as Greg was able to sit down with him before heading out on vacation. So we'll hear all about the offensive line. And if you want to be a part of the show, I see a few texts rolling in. We will definitely get to those. 402-413-2400 on our Woodhouse Sports Nightly hotline, where the Sports Nightly hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Donovan Raiola up next here on Sports Nightly.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Ann Gallagher with Campus News. The only designated R1 research university in Nebraska, UNL's innovations power economic growth, precision ag production, tech breakthroughs, and future leaders in Nebraska. With the highest graduation rates and highest median earnings for recent grads of any public university in Nebraska, UNL is doing big things for our state.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $2,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Huskers, do you want a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding? Explore the many ways you can be a part of the insurance community. Go to iian.org/careers today. Business insurance is a lot to manage. Did you know a trusted choice independent insurance agent can help guide you through it at no extra cost to you? They'll do your insurance. You just do you. Find out more at trustedchoice.com.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $2,750 bonus cash on F-150 and F-150 Lightning. Only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. On with our position breakdowns. Tonight, the offensive line. Delighted to be joined by Donovan, Raiola, Husker offensive line coach. Second year with your guys. How much more comfort do you have, do you think, with the fellas and then with you, kind of knowing your style and you kind of maybe being able to read some body language and that kind of stuff?
It's a blessing to be here again, for my second year. It's a process with offensive line play, right? It's, they learn new technique, new kind of language, right? So everything was new last year. And, I'm just really excited, going into my second year with these guys, and their comfort level is totally different.
I think Coach Raiola even said it during the spring. He said, you never see one of those guys without the other. Do you like the chemistry that you have in the room?
Yes, it's awesome. They love being around each other. That way they're always, holding each other accountable, getting more comfortable and more comfortable. And, on game day, you play 5 guys playing as one with one set of eyes, and that's so important, that comfort level, knowing like, hey, that guy to my left, that guy to my right's got my back, and that's so important when you play. No matter what the situation, it's never, you're never going to be too high, too low, right? You're always going to face some form of adversity, but knowing your brother's got your back, that's big. So them being together all the time is special. It's really special, and they love being together. That's a great thing.
Take me back to the end of spring. Did you see progress from the beginning of spring to the end of the spring practices?
Yes, absolutely. New offense, new kind of terminologies and those types, and we just stayed focused on the standard and improvement, and they got better and better and better. And you saw some young guys take some strides too.
Update me on Teddy. How's he coming along in his rehab? And it's a guy who's shown flashes of being a pretty good player.
Yes, I'm excited for Teddy. He's really taking steps, improving his body, improving his movement, his conditioning, and he's ready to go. He's back, and he's had an off season of workouts, off season training, and I'm really excited for Teddy, moving forward.
I know offensive line coaches like guys who are versatile. Well, Turner Corcoran's that. He's played right, he's played left, he's played guard, he's played tackle. Where's the bar for him? What are the expectations you have for Turner going into 2023?
Turner's a special young man. He's really taking on a leadership role, being up front, and he does it, by setting the example. And he'll speak up when he needs to. But I'm excited for Turner. He's working on his strength, working on his mobility, all those good things. So we'll see a big improvement with Turner as well.
Ethan Piper, kind of that same way, Coach, kind of a guy that can play multiple spots?
Yes, Pipe can play, guard, center, and I just love his energy. He's the same person every day. He's really taking that leadership role, and he's a great example for everyone on the team, not just the offensive line.
Coach was pretty impressed with Bryce Benhart. He's played an awful lot of Big Ten football on that right side. What kind of offseason has Bryce had?
Bryce has really improved his strength. He's still working hard at it. His mobility. You see Bryce. He's just growing and growing. It takes time. For offensive linemen going from high school to college, and especially at this level, right? This is Big Ten football is top notch. So really looking forward to Bryce having a great year.
Talking offensive line, Donovan Raiola here with us on Sports Nightly. Back for his second year on the staff. Back in the program is Nuri, and I'm sure you're glad to have Nuri back a part of it. I know he was upset with the ruling that came down last summer, kind of about this time, that he wasn't going to be eligible to play last fall. How happy are you to have him back, and what kind of spring and summer has he had?
It's great to have Nuri back, and he's focused, working his butt off, and he's a special player, and he's still learning. He's still, going through that process of, understanding the game and doing those things, and he works really hard at it. So I'm excited for him, and just getting him back in the unit is going to help us a lot.
You dipped into the portal, as pretty much every position on this team did, and I think the biggest addition you got was Ben Scott. Tell the folks a little bit about Ben, and he looked like he was kind of anchoring that center position for you during spring ball.
Yes, Ben is a smart player, very experienced. He kind of settles the group, just understanding the game, and he's going to be a great player for us. I'm really excited for Ben, and just he just adds to the unit that we already had. So,
Other guys from the portal, Jacob Hood from Georgia, and then Tyler Kanak. I think I got that right. Tyler was not here for spring ball, but is here now. You did have Jacob, though, in the spring.
Yes. They're both working hard, still figuring out, getting up to the standard. And the older guys, the guys that's been here, are really helping them come along. And, really excited for Tyler and, just the, what he brings to us, right? And he'll develop well, and he's working his butt off, so.
I'm going down my list here. Henry Latofsky is a guy that we saw a little bit last year. Got some snaps, got some reps for you along the offensive line. Where's he at in his development, and is he a guy that you think will factor into the team in the fall?
Yes, absolutely. I think Henry's going to play a big role for us. And he's just getting stronger and getting more experience, understanding the game. He works his tail off, and he's really focused. And he's a guy that. He's a sponge, You tell him something, and he'll do it exactly how you ask.
I see some weight room video, and he seems to be in there a lot.
Yes, he's
strong dude.
Yeah, he's very strong. I'd say he's one of the stronger guys on the team.
Justin Evans Jenkins. We saw him at center for quite a bit of the spring game back in April. You had to battle to get him, so I know he could play defensive line as well. Tell us about Justin.
Justin's a talented dude. He's working hard in the weight room, strong guy, and he's tough as nails. He's as tough as they come. And I'm excited for his development. As he gains experience, he'll get better and better and better and better. So that's exciting.
Remember talking to you, Coach, on the December recruiting day, and you're pretty excited about the load that you brought in on recruiting day. And you had one of those in Gunnar Gatula, who was actually here for you in spring ball. But I'm going to get through all that whole group. But let's start with Gunnar, because you had a spring with him.
Yes.
Happy with him?
Yes, really happy with Gunnar. He's a smart young man. Really, took to the unit and just kind of follows those older guys around and learns a lot from those guys. And he's focused. He's working hard in the weight room, working on his mobility, his strength, and all those things. So really excited for him, and just in those 6 months, how much he's grown.
You view him as a tackle?
I think he can play a multiple spots. Yeah, guard and tackle. He's I think he's big enough and definitely, tough enough to play both spots.
Those kids that come out of high school, and they may think that they've done weight training, but they really haven't until they get under like a Coach Campbell here. How much growth have you seen him in that just in 6 months being on campus?
Yeah, you can see his body changing and, taking to the nutrition that Miss Kristen, is helping him with and all those things. And, it's just a daily process of him getting 1% better each day.
All right, a legacy guy, Sam Sledge. Got him here now. He wasn't part of spring ball, but your early impressions of Sam.
I love how Sam works, and, he's very focused, with everything he does, on the field, off the field. He's a conscientious young man, and really excited to see him take his steps and grow through this process of summer going into training camp.
Brock Knudsen would be another guy that's a part of that freshman offensive line class. Came from the same high school as Garrett Nelson, who just departed the team on the defensive side. Tell us about Brock.
Yeah, Brock's doing a good job. Just figuring things out as a freshman. He's just taking to the standard, and he works his tail off. Him, Sam, Gunnar, they're all in the same group, and they really work hard together. Kind of looking up to each other, and kind of. Just really focused on improving their mobility and strength. So,
I know you and Coach Rural both, you were skinny on numbers in the spring. You were waiting for guys like Brock and Sam to get here, and Tyler, who you've added since spring ball ended. Are you feeling better about that as you go into the camp and here in a couple weeks and then off to the season? You feel like you're in better shape numbers-wise?
Yes, absolutely. We got a good, solid group of guys. And, there's some other guys like Keegan Minning and Dylan Parrott and guys like that, that are
those walk-ons,
non-scholarship guys that are really, really working hard. And you can see the difference in their strength and mobility, and excited for those guys too.
Coach is big on practicing on grass. Let me ask a lineman about that. Your thoughts about that? I mean, most linemen I talk to love it because they say it's easier on the joints. It helps you recover a little bit more. Your thoughts about moving these practice fields over to grass?
That's great. I always love playing on grass. As you get older, you realize, it's so much better on your body, right? At times, the turf feels nice and comfortable, and you love running around on it. But over time, you see, you know, it takes a toll on your back, your knees, your joints, your hips, you know, all those different things. And you don't realize it in the moment until you get older, right? So that grass is going to be awesome out there. It looks really nice, too.
All right, a few weeks away from camp opening. I'm sure you, as a football coach, how exciting is that? I mean, and obviously I think you're probably the highlight of your guys' years is being actually on the field with the team and working with the guys on a daily basis.
Yes, absolutely. That's the best time of the year, you know, when training camp rolls around, you know, that means the season's right around the corner. And you're right, you know, being on the grass is the best part of my day every day. So
good stuff. Coach, appreciate the rundown on the guys. Have a great camp. Keep them healthy. Hope they're competitive for you. I'm sure they will be.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Raiola with us here on Sports Nightly. Folks, buckle up, put the phone down. That's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. More Sports Nightly coming up.
Did I forget something?
No, just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, don't forget to buckle up. Drive safe.
I will. Love you too.
Someone is counting on you to buckle up. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm sports media student Connor Clark with Campus News. More than $145 million in gross revenue has been generated by startup companies, founded by alumni of UNL's Angler Agribusiness Entrepreneurship Program since the program began in 2010. With over 230 Angler Program alumni growing businesses across Nebraska, the Angler Program is making a big impact on the lives of students, alumni, and Nebraskans.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a big mistake. Hey, Joe, think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have the utilities marked before you start digging?
I'm not digging very deep. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
Dad, the TV's out. Internet, too.
Remember, safe digging always starts with a free call to 811. Oh, what a knucklehead.
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup, that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
You're in the driver's seat with Woodhouse. Shop, finance, and buy your next vehicle your way. From the comfort of your home or one of our 17 dealerships, we make it easy. And our selection of new and pre-owned vehicles means we've got something for everyone on our lot or on its way. Plus, with every vehicle sale, Woodhouse donates to the Food Bank Backpack Program to fight childhood hunger. Make a difference and purchase your next vehicle your way with Woodhouse.
Cornerstone Bank proudly serves Nebraska with a full line of loan and deposit products. Cornerstone is large enough to handle all of your financial needs while offering the personal service you deserve and the local decision-making you expect from a family-owned community bank. Stop in or call one of the Cornerstone Bank locations near you to discover the Cornerstone difference. Bank on a solid foundation. Cornerstone Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Loan subject to approval.
Nebraska fans have an opportunity to be a part of the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium this season by purchasing a Through These Gates mini plan. It's a 3-game ticket package that's priced at $100 to celebrate a century of football inside Memorial Stadium. It includes a ticket to non-conference games against Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech and one of 5 Big Ten home games while those supplies last. And you can get those tickets right now, huskers.com/tickets, or call the ticket office 1-800-8-BIG-RED, or just stop them by the athletic ticket office, but get those Through These Gates mini plan. I believe Greg said that he had an update that those Iowa and Michigan tickets are kind of getting a little bit lower, so if you want in on those games, better get your tickets soon. All right, great interview there with Greg and Coach Raiola. You can tell how much he loves this group, and I've done a few interviews with these guys. Had Ethan Piper on the other day, and talked to Nuri, Bryce Benhart, and you can also tell how much these guys love him and love playing for him. And it's a process. We've said it so many times of getting acclimated to an offensive line coach and learning the technique and how he wants to do things. And so things definitely, where they were a year ago to where they are now, just leaps and bounds ahead of that. And I thought it was pretty fascinating hearing him talk about Ben Scott, because again, going back to a few of those guys that I've talked to, they said it was just seamless, that this is a group that has played a lot of football together and know each other pretty well, and that Ben Scott was able to just slide right in there, and it's just hasn't missed a beat with this group. One of the other things that took note of some of those younger guys, and now that they're kind of establishing how they want the culture to be with that offensive line, and we've heard how they move in a pack, and everywhere they go, they're together, how close-knit they are, and being the leaders of the locker room. Something that Jeremiah has said multiple times over the last 2 years that we've done our podcast together about the importance of, when you establish an offensive line and the pipeline, going back to that, is it's not just 1 year. In 1 year, do you establish a dominant offensive line? It's years in the making. And so when you get those new freshmen in, which there's a great group that have just gotten here, you got to establish with them and set the tone with them from the moment that they get in about how things are supposed to be with the culture and all of that. And so they're really taking these younger guys underneath their arms and trying to get them acclimated to how this group does things. And also now you're seeing that kind of pay dividends in recruiting, because some of these offensive line commits that have committed throughout June and in this class for the 2024 class have mentioned that, how close this group is and how they enjoyed being around the whole group. And it's just, they're really tight-knit. We've heard Jeremiah talk about how important that is. And then Gus Felder, who was on a couple weeks ago with us, who was a former offensive lineman himself, the director of player development, he also mentioned that, how Coach Raiola has established that culture that's so important to having that great offensive line. So if you missed that Gus Felder interview, I posted that on our podcast platforms, but just a fascinating conversation there. And again, a lot of those same things that you hear from offensive line coaches and players being said by Gus Felder as well, but certainly likes this group and how they've led up to this point, and they'll need to keep it going. Had a few texts on the text line I wanted to get to. John from Kansas said lots of talent on this past Husker baseball team. Too much for not to be in the 64-team playoff field. I agree. I mean, I think we've talked a lot about that on the show. Greg's talked about it. Ben's talked about it when they've been on the broadcast about, the talent and having two guys that go in the first and second round. It's disappointing that you don't get there, but Coach Bolt has done some things to try to change the trajectory of that, and he wants to be in the postseason more than anybody, obviously, and he's actually going to meet with the media coming up, I think, on Wednesday, so we'll hear more about that and the changes to his coaching staff as well. Art in Los Angeles said, Jessica, after the catch Bryce made, I knew he would go in the first round. That was one of the best catches I've ever seen a shortstop make in history, GBR. And then Dennis said, update on the building project from inside. So the football facility, it's coming along. I mean, it's crazy how quick it is. Nick Henrich was in here for the interview that's coming up here in hour number 2 for the Nebraska football road race, and he even said how crazy it's been to watch it go up as fast as it has. I know that they're planning on being in at some point during fall camp. Corey Campbell was here a couple weeks ago and mentioned that as well. The plan is for them to be able to utilize that space, but I think he said a 45-pound plate is a 45-pound plate no matter where you lift it, and they've got a great facility right now. I think the big thing with this facility is just being able to get everybody in all together at once, because right now they just do not have the space to do that. They go in groups, but if they needed to get a whole team together in a weight room, this will allow them to do it, and it's huge. I did go in there when they were shooting the intro video, and it's absolutely massive. I haven't been in there recently, and but it's coming along. They're putting together walkways from the upper level concourse over to the second level. They're making the tunnel where the team will go from the facility to the field. It's coming along. It certainly is. It'll be here before you know it, and it's crazy just how fast it's gone from week to week. But I know the priority is obviously the locker room and the weight room, and then from there, all the other things that come along with that will, as they go throughout the fall. So, but I know that the plan originally was to be in there by not spring ball, but by fall camp. So we will keep you updated on that. Great question there. But yeah, it's the glass is in. It seems like every time we come back, I go away for a week and come back. It's pretty astounding. There was also talk about the grass field with Coach Raiola and Greg. I was back there when they were putting it in. I need to go back there and look at that. I think I can get in where I can see the grass. They're still not letting people in since it's a construction site into the building itself. So I don't know if I'll be able to get back in there, but I need to go check out the grass and maybe have an update on how that looks. But I know that all the players and coaches are certainly excited about that as well. One thing I didn't get to there in that first segment, but Cole, this is pretty astounding. So the draft slots, and I said maybe Bryce, when the Astros took him, Bryce Matthews, a little bit higher, maybe they would go underneath the draft slot value for that number 28 pick, which that draft slot value is $2,880,700. So $2.8 million, almost $2.9 million. So I did a little comparison of where that stacks up to against other leagues. And for the NFL, the number 28 pick would get $14.7 million, over $14 million being the 28th pick in the NFL. So then I went a little bit further and looked at the number 1 overall draft pick. So Paul Skeens, signing bonus, $9,721,000 is that draft slot value. For the NFL, the number 1 overall pick, Bryce Young, is going to make $38 million over the next 4 years, plus a over $24 million signing bonus. And then in the NBA, Victor Wembanyama, 4-year contract, $55 million there, the first overall pick in the NBA draft going to the San Antonio Spurs. How about that? Just the differences, and I know they do things differently, and there's the draft slot value, and then when they go to the minor leagues, they have a lower salary, but it's just wild to think about the comparisons between a first-round draft pick in the NBA and NFL compared to the Major League. It's unbelievable.
Jessica, I was going to say, like, it is an unbelievable difference, but I feel when you're drafted for the MLB, there's maybe more preparation that you need to have in the minors before you can go face a major league pitcher. Those top picks in the NBA draft and the NFL draft, they're going to be playing day one, whereas Bryce, even though he's a first-round pick, he might spend a whole year in the minors.
Yeah.
Could be up to a year. So
I think the average salary in the minor leagues, I read, was like $40,000.
And I know that after the signing bonuses and they get their wave of contracts, if they're successful in the MLB, those contracts can be right up there competing with the NBA and NFL.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is different, but it's just pretty. You think about a first-round draft pick, and you hear the numbers. You're so used to hearing the numbers from, especially the NFL, and then in comparison, it's just pretty wild to think about. All right, going to work in our final break here of hour number one. Appreciate those texts coming in. 402-413-2400. Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Back to wrap up hour number one, coming up right after this.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
You're in the driver's seat with Woodhouse. Shop, finance, and buy your next vehicle your way. From the comfort of your home or one of our 17 dealerships, we make it easy. And our selection of new and pre-owned vehicles means we've got something for everyone on our lot or on its way. Plus, with every vehicle sale, Woodhouse donates to the Food Bank Backpack Program to fight childhood hunger. Make a difference and purchase your next vehicle your way with Woodhouse.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
FNBO free checking is checking that's actually free. No fees or minimums, and now no overdraft fees. It's ever so personal, with people to help every step of the way. And easy, with a mobile app that allows you to deposit checks and manage your account wherever you are. So make the switch so you can do more with the great big small bank. Visit fnbo.com to learn more or stop on by. FNBO free checking. It's ever so free. Member FDIC.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome back. Our final segment here of hour number one of Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody. This hour has flown by, and I'm just now getting to the big kind of saga that's been going on over the last 4 days with Northwestern football, and just new stuff just constantly coming out. It was released on Friday that there was this investigation going into hazing, and that Pat Fitzgerald was going to be suspended for 2 weeks without pay. Then the Daily Northwestern comes out with an article on Saturday detailing the hazing and abuse, the alleged abuse that was going on with the football team, and that it was widespread and that coaches knew about it. Then the whole team puts out a statement, signed the entire football team. And then the President Schill, is coming out and backtracking a little bit, saying that maybe further, more intensive punishments need to be handed out to Coach Fitzgerald. And yeah, it's been wild and crazy that the way that it was handled and not releasing. So because it's a private institution, they did not have to release the full report. And so they kind of released just a summary and without releasing the full details of what was in that investigative report. Whereas if it was a private university, that whole report would have to be released. But being that it was a private, if it was a public, it would have to be released. Since it's private, they did not. And so it's just, it kind of just has not been handled very well. It's very, very messy. And so that was kind of going on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then today, the Daily Northwestern, who's the college newspaper there at Northwestern, does a great job. You hear a lot about the journalism school there at Northwestern, put out another report that says that former NU players describe racist environment in football program. 3 former Northwestern football players described a culture of enabling racism to the Daily, recalling multiple racist actions and remarks from both coaching staff and players. And then at about 3:45, there is a report about the baseball team that comes out. The headline is Northwestern baseball coach engaged in bullying and abusive behavior, including dealing with injuries and players being afraid to go to him with injuries, and one pitcher even had a Tommy John surgery, and it's bad news bears for Northwestern. One of the things that is pretty astounding is that both these investigations have released that they have found that there is some merit to these allegations. And what's kind of crazy about Illinois is that it's a criminal offense for hazing. Hazing is a criminal offense in Illinois, and then it's also, of course, against university bylaws. And so it's bad news. And again, coming up July 26th and 27th is Big Ten Media Days, and not sure what's going to happen with Pat Fitzgerald, but originally just a 2-week suspension, and now looking like it could get worse for him. And I don't think it's been handled very well. I'm kind of surprised they handled it the way that they did, thinking that it wouldn't get out, and the journalism school is just kind of doing their due diligence and putting out articles, and it's a kind of a he said type of situation now, and it is not pretty up there at Northwestern. Have you been following any of that, Cole?
I have not. That was the first I heard that news. Does not sound too good.
Yeah, it's a lot to deal with there at Northwestern. All right, it kind of flew by that. If you have any thoughts on that or want to dive into that a little bit more, we can do that in hour number 2. Do have a fun second hour coming up for you. We're going to hear from Harper Murray, one of those outstanding freshmen from Nebraska Volleyball, as we can continue our newcomer series. Also, Nick Henrich and his special friend Andrew are going to stop by in studio as we talk about the Nebraska football road race. That's coming up on this Sunday, July 16th, and we've been talking about it over the next few weeks. Going to hear from Nick Henrich and a really special story with him and Andrew. And I believe Cole is going to get signed up. He's not yet, but we're going to talk a little bit more about that as well here in hour number 2. So still lots to come here on Sports Nightly. Keep it right here. We'll be back with more coming up here in hour number 2.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The thoughtfully redesigned 2023 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. The 2023 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of June 2022. Duteau Subaru in Lincoln and DuteauSubaru.com.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Hello, tomorrow. We may not know exactly what you've got in store for us, for our routines and our normals. But here's the thing. Turns out, we've got this. We haven't seen everything, but we have seen ourselves be more ready for whatever you bring than we thought we would be. So when it comes to tomorrow, bring on the day. First Interstate, built for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Visit us at firstinterstate.com.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Good evening. I'm Cole Hartman, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. In case you missed it, the 2023 MLB draft kicked off last night, where several Huskers made some big headlines. The junior shortstop Bryce Matthews was selected in the first round of the draft by the Houston Astros at the 28th overall pick, becoming the 7th first-round selection in NU history. Matthews was the highest overall selection since 2005, where third baseman Alex Gordon went number 2 to the Royals. Not far behind him, in the second round, 45th pick of the draft, the junior second baseman Max Anderson's name was called on by the Detroit Tigers. Earlier today, in the fourth round and 110th pick in the draft, NU junior pitcher Emmett Olson was sent to the Miami Marlins. And just earlier this afternoon, another phenomenal junior pitcher in Jace Kaminska had his name called in the 10th round by the Colorado Rockies. This year's draft is the fourth time in program history that the Huskers have had at least 4 players picked in the top 10 rounds. The last time they had 4 in the top 10 was back in 2005. Also in NU athletics happenings, 4 Nebraska swimmers and 1 Husker diver claimed Scholar All-America honors as the College Swimming and Diving Coaches Association of America announced its individual academic award winners last Friday. The distinguished athletes were Gina Jorgensen, Kelsey Claremont, Sarah Barton, Berkeley Livingston, and JoJo Ranby. The NBA Summer League continues out in Las Vegas today. One game has gone final as the Cavs beat the Grizzlies 100-77, and currently in action through 3 quarters, the Suns lead the Heat 58-53. Just about to tip off is the 76ers and the Mavs, and the Pacers Magic game is set for a 7:30 tip-off. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Coming up next is Hour 2 of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Simon gets the shotgun snap. Huskers send a corner blitz. Simon step throws. Pass intercepted. Picked off by Miles Farmer.
Go,
to
baby.
The 35, to the 30. We're up tied down to the 27-yard line. Miles Farmer's 4th career INT.
Yes!
3 eligible to the near side. Back to throw is Morgan. Stepping up, gets hit, dropped. Oh, he got drilled at the 18-yard line. Ty Robinson's 2nd sack of the year. I think he took his shoes off with that hit.
Here is your host, Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody. Glad you're spending this Monday evening with us. It just closed out hour number 1 talking about Northwestern and the potential harsher punishments that could be coming to Pat Fitzgerald. I had not been on social media over the last hour since I've been on the show, and I just checked it, and it's official. He is out as the head coach at Northwestern. The president of Northwestern put out this letter on Northwestern's website that said, "This afternoon, I informed head football coach Pat Fitzgerald that he was being relieved of his football duties effective immediately." And he went on to say, because a lot of it has come out that kind of attacking one of the players, the anonymous players that has put forth the complaints that basically this is bigger than just one player. He said in his statement that during the investigation, 11 current or former football student athletes acknowledged that hazing has been ongoing with the football program. In new media reporting today, still more former Northwestern football student athletes confirmed that hazing was systemic, dating back many years. This has never been about one former student athlete and his motives. This is much bigger than that. So Pat Fitzgerald is out as a head coach at Northwestern in his last win coming against Nebraska in Ireland. So, wow, that unfolded really quickly from Friday to today, and I kind of had a feeling that there was definitely going to be potential of that happening, and it is now official. So we will wait to see. I believe they made the defensive coordinator the interim for now, but we'll see which direction they go from here and what Pat Fitzgerald's future looks like, because he's been a coach that has had a lot of offers to leave Northwestern and stayed there throughout the years. And so at any point, if he will be if anyone will offer him a job, we'll see. But yeah, crazy story there unfolding there at Northwestern. All right, we continue our series of getting to know the Nebraska volleyball newcomers tonight. I had a chance to sit down with Harper Murray, the freshman out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. And just another great interview, and started off with, how is her summer going?
I love it here. It's a little different than where I'm from, but I've been here since January, and the team is really welcoming. Love the coaches, love the fan base, so it's been really good.
What's the summer look like for you guys? What are some of the things that you guys are hoping to get accomplished this summer?
So we just started our workouts about a week and a half ago. We have those in the morning and then open gyms. And then starting in July, we have camps. So I think we're going to work out in the mornings, work camps, do all that type of stuff. And then I believe we start August 7th, maybe. We start training, so we're looking forward to it.
Dream Camp, right, is the big one. Did you go to that?
I did. I went in 8th grade, and then my freshman and sophomore year was kind of COVID, so I didn't end up going, but I went my 8th grade year.
It seems like a lot of people that we talk to say that a lot of times their decision came after they came to that. What is that? What's so special about that camp?
So I was being recruited in 8th grade, and after that camp, I ended up getting a couple more offers, talking to more coaches, but I think that coming here just makes you realize how much they prioritize the women's volleyball and the women's sports. And a couple of my friends have committed here for 2024, so I'm super excited for all of them, and I think it's a great experience. Going to the camp, you really see how much Lincoln cares about you and the team.
Which was a big part of your decision to want to come here. You're from Ann Arbor, your sister plays at Michigan, your dad played at Michigan, and you ended up at Nebraska, but we were chatting before we started recording. That meant a lot to you that this was a volleyball school.
Yeah, it did. I think you can kind of get stuck with the atmosphere with football and basketball and all that stuff, but I think me and my teammates talk about it all the time. The fan base really supports the women's sports here, and I don't really think it's like any other school, and I haven't seen a school that's supported women's sports that much, especially in the volleyball world. So I think it's important for volleyball to expand as well. So that was really something that I looked into when I got here.
So then you had to be pretty pumped when you heard you were playing a volleyball game inside Memorial Stadium, and then that you're going to be playing in front of 90,000 plus fans.
Yeah. Me and my teammates were at Lift this morning, and we walked in the stadium. We were like, we're literally about to play in front of this whole stadium. So a lot of my friends from home have asked me about it. They wanted to come, and my family friends have talked about it. So, no other school gets to experience that. So I think it's really special.
Very cool. Well, the Gatorade National Player of the Year. Tell us about that. When you got that news, how special was that?
So I actually found out the day before I left for here, and it was a really long day. I ended up finding out at my high school. My mom had told me to come in and I had to pick up a banner or something. I don't know, it was some lie. But I walked in and I found out, and all my family and friends were there. It was a really cool day. It was a busy day. We had a lot of media stuff to do, but I'm super excited, and I'm going to LA in July for the ESPYs as a result of that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you or did you watch the ESPYs before? That's a pretty cool deal.
I have not, but I do know a couple people who have gone to it in the past, but I didn't know that I was gonna have the chance to go to it, so I'm super excited for it.
You have your dress all picked out, outfit?
I was just stressing about this last night, but I have a couple dresses that I'm deciding between.
But to be the best player, the National Gatorade Player of the Year, how special was it to hear that announcement?
It was an award that I had been looking at for a while. One of my sister's old teammates had actually won it from Michigan, and I was pretty close with her, and I knew that was something that I wanted to do when I saw her win it. So kudos to my coaches, though, for helping me, and my mom for supporting me through all that.
You talked to your sister. We just mentioned she played at Michigan. Yeah. How big a role did she play in kind of, I guess, a lot of sisters look up to their older sister and kind of paving the way for you?
She was the one that got me into volleyball. We used to have a sand court in our backyard at home, and we would go and play all the time. So I would say she got me into the sport, and I remember being that little girl on the sidelines at convention centers that would get yelled at by the refs to stop playing because I'd be watching her games. But it's really cool that I'm going to get to play against her, and if she uses her COVID year, it'll be for 2 years. So it's super exciting, and it's something I'm looking forward to. But I know there will probably be a lot of hype around it, but it's going to be a fun day.
And she wears 27, right?
Does.
And you're planning on wearing 27. Yeah. And there's a special story behind that. Yeah. Can you tell us about it?
So my dad's number when he played at Michigan was 27, and as many people know, he ended up dying when I was younger, but 27 was a number that me and my sister always wanted to wear when we were older, And I think that we both got the opportunity to wear it at the schools we're at. So I just think it's just a reminder of why we play and why we care so much about what we do.
What does that mean? You get to carry on his legacy?
Yeah, I mean, I think it means a lot to my mom too, for her to see that. And I have an older brother. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but he plays basketball at a smaller school in Michigan, and he wears the number 2. So it's a family thing, I guess. But I mean, it means a lot to us, and just carrying it on for him.
What do you think your dad would have said with you picking Nebraska?
I feel like he would have given me a hard time for a little bit, but I think he'd be happy for me, and I think he'd be at every game if he could.
How much knowing what he did as a collegiate athlete, did that push you guys too as athletes?
Yeah. I think that having it kind of in your genes is a little start for us, but I think that having my older brother and my older sister be good athletes as well helped me push through that.
I read a quote somewhere where you said that you always knew it was going to be Nebraska, even though all the ties to Michigan, but that you always knew. What was it that you always knew?
So, like I said earlier, they recruited me in 8th grade. And Jalen and John and Kelly, I've known for a couple years now. And I think that when I came here for Dream Team Camp, that's when it really set in. And obviously there were other schools that I looked at, but I think deep down, if you really knew what I wanted in a couple years, I think most people knew I wanted to come here, and I think I knew that too. But at first, it's hard to, when you're getting all those offers and getting all that attention, I think it's hard to have a clear mind sometimes, and I struggled with that during my recruiting process a little bit, but deep down I did know I wanted to be here.
Very cool. A lot of these freshmen, you guys knew each other and played together before with Team USA. What's that like when you kind of already have that built even? You've already played together.
Yeah. So we played together, I believe, my sophomore and junior year. And I played with Laney and Bergen the most. Andy got added on the past year. Playing with them, I think, makes it a little bit more exciting here, just because we have that connection. And especially with Bergen as a setter, that's super important. And she does a great job of connecting with all of us, but I think that we've had 2 years to do it extra helps a little bit here, and I think the coaches can see that at some points. But playing with them and then getting to do it at the Under Armour game that we went to in December and doing it for the USA team was really cool, and I think that it's going to take us pretty far in the future.
How much does it, I guess, reflect in that chemistry between a setter and a hitter that you have played and you do have that time together? I mean, is that, you can feel that, I'm sure, the more you play together?
Aside from on the court, Bergen is one of my best friends off the court as well, so I think you can all kind of feel it on the court. Just when you have that extra bit of trust, it makes a big difference.
So she's the one you know the best, so tell us about her. What makes her so special as a setter?
The thing that comes to my head would be that she's just very intelligent, and I think that you can watch her play, and her demeanor is a lot calmer than other people on the court, but I think that that's kind of what sets her aside from it, because you need someone who's going to take charge but stay calm and know that they're there for you, and that's exactly what Bergen is.
I know you have goals for playing for Team USA and continuing to play for Team USA. So what was your reaction when you found out Jordan Larson was going to be joining the coaching staff?
Oh God. I got pretty emotional just because Jordan is another big reason why I came here. She is someone that I've looked up to since I was probably in middle school. So finding out that she was going to be a coach here for my time here it was really special. And I think me and a couple other players kind of got emotional because it was kind of unexpected, but it's going to be really cool. And I talked to her a lot, and that's kind of weird to say now because before she didn't really know who I was, and now she's one of my coaches. But I'm super excited, and I think she'll be back here in August.
Coach Larson, is that you calling her Coach Larson?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like Jordan makes it, I don't know, Jordan might be how we go about that.
But to have somebody that's, the best and has done it and won a gold medal, how motivating is it as a player to now have someone that day in and day out you're going to be able to work with?
I think Coach uses her as an example really well just because she is someone that has done it before and has gone through what we're going through right now. I think having her in the gym, not even as a coach, but just have her presence be there, I think it brings up the level of play already just because having someone that's gone through all of that before and is doing it currently still, I think it just makes such a big difference. And I think it's going to really help us this season.
It's awesome. Yeah. You're someone that we've heard from the start that has been able to come in and really kind of stood out and make an immediate impact. What was your approach to that to be able to get in here and kind of make your mark early on?
The coaches have kind of instilled confidence in me since I've been here and before I got here. So having that extra bit of confidence and know that they believe in me too is going to help us a lot. And I think we are a really young team this year, but I mean, Coach says it all the time that volleyball doesn't know how old you are. And I think that that's going to be something that sticks with us this season, just because like there are teams that are going to be more experienced and bigger and stronger and older. So I think that just having the confidence and knowing that the coaches have our backs is going to really help us, and that helps me the most, I feel like.
No seniors.
No.
And, you know, captains were just announced, too, with Lexi and Merritt. And so tell us about that and why you guys feel like they would be great leaders for this team.
Merritt is one of, like, the most genuine people I've ever met. She's such a special person, and we're really lucky to have her. And I think that plus Lexi's experience in the Big Ten and as a starting freshman for 2 years, I think that them two as our captains is going to take us very far, just because they're both very, very intelligent, and they're genuine, and they know what we need to do.
Being that everything that you just mentioned about the newcomers and then the people that are coming back, how do you feel like the chemistry and just the bonding has gone for this team so far before you guys do hit the court for preseason?
Yeah. I think that there's a lot of new people this year, obviously. Like, there's 6 of us, so it takes time for relationships to adjust, but I think that this team does a really good job of starting those relationships out early and getting those bonds going, just because that is important on the court as well.
What do you need to do leading up to the next couple of months to be able to maybe come in and make an immediate impact for this team this season?
My personal goal is just to get stronger and continue to just find my rhythm with playing, and I think that that's kind of what we need this year, and I'm hoping that I can step into that role.
Appreciate Harper Murray spending some time with us. She's fantastic. All of the freshmen, they are absolutely fantastic. I've been so blown away by them. Dream Team Camp is underway this week. We talked a lot about, we pre-recorded these interviews because they had the week of the 4th off, and then when they got back, they were going to be super busy with Dream Team Camp, and so we wanted to kind of get them in the works before that. But Coach Cook has been tweeting about, the players that are helping out, and it's a huge week for the future Huskers that potentially could play for Nebraska volleyball. And all these players have mentioned, even some of them have talked about how they didn't know that they were going to come here, and then they come to Dream Team Camp, and it solidified that for them. And so this is just a really big week for the program, and they are all helping out, helping coach up some of those younger players. So I know it's busy over there at Devaney. All right, got to get to a break here in hour number 2. Coming up next, we're going to hear from Nick Henrich and a really special friend that he's made through the Nebraska football road race. If you want to be a part of the show, 402-413-2400. The Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Husker fans, the 2023 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and we need your support celebrating the 100th year of Memorial Stadium. Purchase a special Husker football Through These Gates mini plan. For only $100, you will be at the Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech games, plus your choice of one home Big Ten game. 3 games for only $100. Tickets available while supplies last. Purchase your Through These Gates mini plan today. For more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Hey, congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Grant Hansen with Campus News. As worldwide leaders in ag technology, UNL faculty and students innovate using emerging technologies to improve yields and nutrition, and designing wireless in-field networks increasing precision in agriculture. Plus, UNL is breaking ground on a $7.2 million feedlot innovation center near Meade.
UNL is doing big things for the future of agriculture.
Cornerstone Bank proudly serves Nebraska with a full line of loan and deposit products. Cornerstone is large enough to handle all of your financial needs while offering the personal service you deserve and the local decision-making you expect from a family-owned community bank. Stop in or call one of the Cornerstone Bank locations near you to discover the Cornerstone difference. Bank on a solid foundation. Cornerstone Bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Loan subject to approval.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com. Member FDIC.
That's my neighbor Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a big mistake. Hey, Joe, think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have the utilities marked before you start digging?
I'm not digging very deep. It's no big deal.
No big deal.
Dad, the TV's out. Internet, too.
Remember, safe digging always starts with a free call to 811. Oh, what a knucklehead.
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
See Shelter agent Terry Dingwell in Fremont or Janelle Moore in Holdridge for a free insurance review.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Ann Gallagher with Campus News. UNL is the only Big Ten university in Nebraska, part of the only conference with an academic alliance. Being in the Big Ten means superior academics, unique student opportunities, better resources, and world-class research programs. With 72% of undergraduate students receiving scholarships or financial aid, UNL offers a Big Ten education at great value.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, West Premier John Deere dealers, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. I'm Jessica Coody, and we've been talking about it the last several weeks, but it is here, the week of the 11th annual Nebraska Football Road Race, coming up this Sunday, July 16th at the 1 Mile Fun Run and the 5K. Of course, all of the benefits, all the proceeds benefiting pediatric brain cancer research right here in the state of Nebraska. It's a really near and dear event that's close to the Nebraska football program. So to talk with us today is another member of the leadership team. We've had several of those guys on, but Nick Henrich is back in the hot seat with us, growing out quite the hairdo for those that are watching on our YouTube stream. And one of his good friends that he's met through this Nebraska Football Road Race is Andrew Burson. And I know you guys have seen, maybe have seen some stories that have been done on the pair and their relationship dating back with Will Honus. And so we're going to dive into all of that. And also with us is Dennis Burson, Andrew's dad as well. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Well, first of all, again, I just mentioned you've got quite the hairdo going out. So, Andrew, that was the first thing you said, right? You noticed his hair?
That was the first thing he said to me was, your hair's long. I was like, yeah.
Well, again, your relationship goes back a few years now, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that, Nick?
Yeah, I remember Will was kind of going into his 5th or 6th year. He's an old guy always, it seemed like. But he was going into what his last year at Nebraska was going to be, and he always pushed Andrew every year, kind of with their relationship dating back. So he just wanted to make sure that Andrew would always have someone to push him, whether he was here or not. So he asked me to do it, and that's when Andrew and I met, and we've been going ever since. So it's been fun.
You're the old guy now. You're calling Will Honus the old guy. Now you're the old guy.
Yeah, now I'm the old guy. So don't worry, I'm gonna make sure Andrew's got someone to push him for a long time. So. Well,
Dennis, tell us about why you guys want to get involved with this, because this is pretty special to you guys as well.
Yeah, it is, because Andrew had a brain tumor when he was 4 years old, turning 5, when he was in the hospital. And it was a medulloblastoma that was in the third ventricle of his brain. And the only symptoms we had was that he was vomiting every once in a while, and we just thought he had the flu or something. And then our pediatrician kind of figured some things out, and we had a scan, and next thing we were in Omaha on a Saturday morning for surgery.
Wow.
So.
And why did you guys get involved with the Nebraska football road race?
Well, because of the emphasis on brain tumors in the youth, and also it gives Andrew something else to do. Andrew is a very big Husker fan, and for many of the teams, not just football, but he does like them all. And so we wanted to get him involved with that too.
So take me back to the first year, and you meet Will Honus, right? Can you take me through that, and then how you ended up with Nick as the guy that was helping out?
We kind of cheated, because Will was somebody that lived right next door to my sister-in-law in Wichita. And of course, my wife then says, well, we got to get Will to work with Andrew. And I'm not quite sure how all the connections were made, but they were made, and so that was the first year that we did it, and Will was part of it.
So Will signed you up, but once you get to know Andrew and his family, kind of what was so special? Why did you kind of have that attachment with them?
Yeah, I mean, it was just learning Andrew's story, just how, crazy it is and how strong he's been over the years is, I mean, something that's super just inspirational and cool to hear to us as athletes. And after meeting his family, I mean, they're all such good people. So, I mean, I feel like it was kind of a click. It was a great relationship from the beginning, and it's been good seeing Andrew ever since.
What does it do for him to have athletes and football players like Nick and Will that are wanting to spend some time with him like that?
Yeah, I think it's really neat, first of all, for him, but then he also encouraged him to exercise in some ways. When he was younger, he would participate even in basketball, the Special Olympics, and he played some of the softball, baseball stuff too when he was really young. As he's grown in his age, he's lost some of his abilities, but he still loves the sports. One of the things I do remember that was really neat is that I wanted him to learn numbers, and so we'd watch football games, and okay, they got a field goal. How many points do they have now? Was the kind of question. And so maybe that got him too hooked on sports. I don't know. But he really loves his sports.
How much perspective does it give you, Nick? I mean, you're coming off an injury, but to be around guys and kids that go through these kinds of battles and have kind of the outlook on life that they do, what kind of perspective does that give you?
Yeah, I mean, I think as athletes, sometimes you can get caught up with this game is everything, and like football's my whole world. Like, oh, I hurt my knee, like my life's over, and it's just like, again, seeing how strong Andrew is and how strong all these kids are that are going through real battles, not these injuries. You know what I mean? It makes you really thankful that we can be put in this position to build relationships with him and help impact in a positive way.
In the 11th year, so much of the funding, and it goes right back here to families here in the state of Nebraska. What does that mean to you and your family personally, that this is something that is done every single year to help those families here in Nebraska?
Well, I just think it's great because we were blessed with good insurance and coverage, things like that, but not everybody is. And so it's really, really important to think about the money aspect of it and supporting new research and those kinds of things as well.
And one of the cool things this year, you're going to start and finish right out there on Tom Osborne Field. You're going to, in honor of the 69-yard run that Jack made, 10 years ago? 10 years ago, crazy. So, Andrew, are you excited to be on the football field?
Football field?
You going to be on the football field this year?
In there, in Memorial Stadium, this road race.
We haven't talked about that.
Oh, you haven't? He's excited, looks like. You'll be on the football field. And, Nick, you were saying you guys are going for a PR this year.
Oh, yeah. Every year I think we keep getting faster and faster, so I think this year is going to be real special.
Do you have a certain mark that you're at, or?
No idea, but we're gonna go.
Can you just also speak to just how much fun it is for you guys as a team? Because this is one of those rare events that fans can come out and really interact and get to know you guys, and everybody's out there, everybody's having fun. Just how special that is for you guys? Yeah, it's an event like no other. I mean, that's why I really encourage all fans to come. You're going to support a great cause, and this is a time where it's, players unfiltered. Like, there's no, autograph lines or anything like that. It's just everyone's just hanging out and really coming together as a community to support a great cause. So I think if you can, everyone listening to this and everyone should come to the road race to do that. Yeah, that's coming up this Sunday, July 16th, 8 a.m., the 1 mile fun run. And that is $25 right now. And then the 5K is $35. And the 5K will follow the 1 mile fun run. And those prices do go up on Wednesday. So make sure you sign up. This is what, your second or third year to be on the leadership team?
Yeah, something like that.
Why did you want to be involved with this and help get the word out for this?
Yeah, just kind of as I was talking about earlier, it's such an important cause that impacts so many people in Nebraska. So, coming together as a community and having that, we're a state, we're a family, and really all uniting towards this one cause where it doesn't matter where you come from or what, political party you believe in or anything like that. Let's all come together and really support this cause and be there for these kids.
Love that. Andrew, can you give us a Go Big Red?
Go Big Red, and we, 3 of our baseball players just got drafted last night.
Yes.
Alton and Anderson and Bryce Matthew.
Yes. I think we need to have you do the ticker at the beginning of the show. You can break all the news for us.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Were you excited to see Bryce Matthews go in the first round?
Yeah. I'm excited. Matthew went to Houston and Anderson went to Detroit.
Yes.
And Alton went to Marlin.
Yes, you got it. Well, are you excited for the road race? You're going to be out there, right, on Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And I will be there on Sunday.
Well, we can't wait to see you back out here again. Again, Huskers.com/road race to get signed up. Be out there 8 a.m. It's going to be a fun day for sure. Andrew, Nick, Dennis, appreciate your time. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a break here on Sports Nightly. Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
You're in the driver's seat with Woodhouse. Shop, finance, and buy your next vehicle your way. From the comfort of your home or one of our 17 dealerships, we make it easy. And our selection of new and pre-owned vehicles means we've got something for everyone on our lot or on its way. Plus, with every vehicle sale, Woodhouse donates to the Food Bank Backpack Program to fight childhood hunger. Make a difference and purchase your next vehicle your way with Woodhouse.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
FNBO free checking is checking that's actually free. No fees or minimums, and now no overdraft fees. It's ever so personal, with people to help every step of the way. And easy, with a mobile app that allows you to deposit checks and manage your account wherever you are. So make the switch so you can do more with the great big small bank. Visit fnbo.com to learn more or stop on by. FNBO free checking. It's ever so free. Member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Did I forget something?
No, just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, don't forget to buckle up. Drive safe.
I will. Love you too.
Someone is counting on you to buckle up. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
You're in the driver's seat with Woodhouse. Shop, finance, and buy your next vehicle your way. From the comfort of your home or one of our 17 dealerships, we make it easy. And our selection of new and pre-owned vehicles means we've got something for everyone on our lot or on its way. Plus, with every vehicle sale, Woodhouse donates to the Food Bank Backpack Program to fight childhood hunger. Make a difference and purchase your next vehicle your way with Woodhouse.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
The Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Again, 402-413-2400, that number to text or give us a call if you are so inclined. We got a couple of texts in. Jessica, like you, I'm really impressed by the freshman volleyball players. They're incredibly mature, young people. I mean, absolutely. I don't know if collectively as a group, if I've ever interviewed that impressive of a group of freshmen. Sometimes it takes freshmen a little time to get warmed up and get comfortable doing interviews, but not this group. I mean, you can tell they've been interviewed quite a bit throughout the years, and that's what happens when you're the top of the recruiting class, right? But they are no doubt impressive, and they're going to be just as impressive on the court as well. A bright, bright future for that group as well. So appreciate all of them. We still have Lainey Choboy to introduce you to, so we will get to her as well coming up. We got to figure out the rest of the week. We got a lot to get to, a lot of things that are unfolding, so we'll let you know when we will hear from Lainey. But you want to talk about a firecracker. She is awesome. She's so fun. I know John Baylor really likes her as well and has really bragged on her, and she is a fun interview, and she has got a lot of spunk to her, so can't wait for you guys to hear from her as well. And if you missed any of the interviews that we've already done up until this point, they're all on our YouTube page, on our Huskers YouTube page. You can check out any of those if you missed any of them here throughout the programming. Mark and I on our text line have kind of been texting back and forth about this Pat Fitzgerald thing, and you had mentioned there's just no tolerance for that anymore, and absolutely, whether it's kind of gone back and forth between players that are defending him and players that are stepping out and saying that this hazing happened, whether he did or didn't know, it's his job to know what's going on. And that's kind of where it is as a CEO. You're supposed to know and put a stop to it. And it's just, in now in age, you just can't do that. And it's going to get out. And it's kind of astounding that it hadn't gotten out up until this point. And so it just, if it happened, you had to know that at some point it was going to trickle out, and that's your job as the head football coach and CEO of a football program, a major football program, to know what's going on. And I just have a hard time believing that if it was, going on and that coaches didn't know about it. It's just really the way that it just within a program. I don't know. But it's a bad timing now. Less than a month out from training camp, and for Northwestern to try to figure this thing out. I know recruits are speaking out. Can't be good for the recruiting trail as well. So bad news up there at Northwestern. Also drama at West Virginia regarding Bob Huggins. So on Friday, his attorneys sent a letter to the administration basically demanding reinstatement as head coach, that he never resigned. And that's also billed throughout the weekend as well. And another statement comes out today from Huggins that said, "I did not draft or review West Virginia's statement. This false statement was sent under my name, but no signature is included. I am employed by West Virginia pursuant to an employee agreement. I never submitted the notice required under the employee agreement to voluntarily resign." He also wrote that he did not inform his players of his decision to resign, but telling them that he just did not know what was going to happen. He also said that he is voluntarily checked into a rehabilitation center and plans to remain there until he's cleared to return to his active coaching duties. So it could get even messier in Morgantown as well, with Coach Huggins saying that he did not resign and he's actively seeking reinstatement. So not good there in Morgantown either. Cole, I was going to also get to this as well. I don't think you mentioned this in the ticker, but big weekend for track and field. And sorry, we're just now getting to it, but Maddie Harris, who was a javelin thrower and was the national runner-up last year, I think she finished fourth. It was her final placement this year. But PR over the weekend, throwing over 60 meters to win the USA Track and Field Outdoor Championship. She was an outdoor champion and the first collegian to win a U.S. javelin title since 2016 at the Olympic trials there. And Maddie is, I've talked to her a little bit. She's potentially could go be a representative for Team USA at the Olympics next year. And so look out for her. But because she won that national championship, that qualifies her, should qualify her for the World Championships coming up in August. But it wasn't just her. Rima Otobor, who was the national champion, the NCAA national outdoor champion in the javelin this year, won her national championship over the weekend with the Bahamas. So a pair of national champions there in javelin. And then, oh, by the way, not to mention at the under 20 USA national championships, Dash Sermon wins the javelin national title. So Justin St. Clair has, done a fabulous job in his first year as the head coach. But when we talk about recruiting and some of these other sports and how big that is for guys to get drafted, this is massive for recruiting. They're going to keep bringing in the best throwers in the country. I mean, they had a big weekend for the shot put throwers, the javelin throwers. I mean, you just look what this group of throwers have been able to do over the last year, both in the NCAA and now looking at what they're doing at the national level, and then they're going to be competing at the World Championships. I mean, Axelina Johansson is she's no doubt going to be representing Sweden for her national team as well. It's really, really impressive. And the more that you keep putting athletes in these kinds of positions, which is what their dream is to be and go do, the more that the future is going to want to come here and be developed by Justin St. Clair. So really impressive weekend by Husker baseball and Husker track and field. A lot of Huskers performing well, but congratulations again to Maddie Harris and Rima Otapor, those javelin throwers. It's a javelin U here, Cole. Javelin U, jab U.
I know that we've had Justin St. Clair, Till, Maddie. We've all had them on our show at times, and they just seem like such nice people, but also very driven. You can tell just by talking to them that they're serious about it. So
yeah, and I think what's cool too is it could get competitive, right? I mean, if you're wanting to beat each other, but that's not the kind of atmosphere that they've built there in that throws room. They kind of embrace that, hey, we're going to all go out and compete, and yeah, we want to win, but we also want to win together. And so they push each other, and iron sharpens iron. I mean, how many times do we hear that? And so they kind of embrace that role of the whole group, and both the men's and women's, and they're really tight knit, and it's really neat. And yeah, they're great athletes, and certainly are really impressive with what they're doing in their sport. All right, going to work in our final break, but we got our final segment coming up next. Winners of the weekend. Hopefully Cole did not forget how to do this either. I had to remind him of this. We haven't done this in a minute, I don't feel like. So we've got our weekend winners coming up right after this. So keep it right here. We're wrapping up the show right after this.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hy-Vee makes grocery shopping easy with Hy-Vee Aisles Online. Just order online, schedule a pickup or delivery time, then leave the shopping to us. Download the Hy-Vee app or go to HyVeeAislesOnline.com. It's easy to create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Plus, with Hy-Vee Aisles Online, pickup is free on orders over $24.95, and delivery is free with the Hy-Vee Plus membership. Save time, shop online with Hy-Vee Aisles Online.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
F&BO free checking is checking that's actually free. No fees or minimums, and now no overdraft fees. It's ever so personal, with people to help every step of the way. And easy with the mobile app that allows you to deposit checks and manage your account wherever you are. So make the switch so you can do more with the great big small bank. Visit fnbo.com to learn more or stop on by. FNBO free checking. It's ever so free. Member FDIC.
Husker fans, this is Matt Davison with the 1890 Initiative. You've probably heard about NIL, name, image, and likeness, and now you can have an immediate impact on the success of our programs. The 1890 Initiative is a proud NIL company in Nebraska, and with your help, we can maximize our student athletes' opportunities with NIL and prepare them for life after college. Nebraska has always been a leader in college athletics. Let's do the same with NIL. To learn more, visit 1890nebraska.com, where 100% of your donation goes directly to Husker student athletes. That's 1890nebraska.com.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Final segment here of Sports Nightly. Did quickly want to mention, I think Greg talked about it last week, but wanted to remind people if you weren't on or didn't listen last week that make sure you update your Huskers app if you haven't. I know we've had a couple people text in that they haven't been able to hear on the app and on the website as well. But in terms of the app, make sure you go to the App Store and update that app. We've switched over. We have a new service, both the app and the website, and so we're working through some kinks. It's a work in progress, but we're getting there. But one of the things that you can do to help ensure that service doesn't get interrupted is go update that app. So I wanted to at least get that in here tonight because we might have had people that are tuning in that didn't hear last week. All right, Cole, got about 3 minutes left in the show, but we have not done weekend winners in a while, so let's get to it. Who you got?
Mine's not all that surprising. Nebraska baseball, just overall, Emmett, Jace, Bryce, and Max. I don't know. It's impressive, and it kind of. I was producing a lot of the games this season, and during the season, you could tell that these four guys, and there were a few others on the team that were really spectacular, but you knew like your Friday starter, your Saturday starter in Emmett and Jace, and you knew that our middle infield was just superstars. So it's cool to see them go live out the dream in the MLB.
Absolutely. It doesn't get old seeing these guys have their dreams come true. It's what they dream to do. But then you also look how big it could be for recruiting in the future as well. Certainly a great couple of days for the Nebraska baseball program. Mentioned earlier that Will Bolt is going to be speaking to the media, I think on Wednesday. And so we'll try to bring some of that for you. He's going to discuss the draft and also the changes that he's made to his coaching staff. So we'll hopefully hear from Will Bolt coming up later this week. All right, my weekend winner. I mentioned track in the last segment because it was going to be my weekend winner, but I have to give it up to Uncle Scott. If you guys remember Andrew, the producer, his Uncle Scott is a big fan, big Husker fan, and he's called into the show a few times. But Scott Harding and his now new wife, Kathy, got married. They had a big celebration over the weekend. I actually saw Andrew out there. So congratulations to Uncle Scott and Kathy on your marriage. It was awesome to be out there celebrating with you guys. So they're still part of the family, even though Andrew's not here. It's still family. And they all wanted to know how you were doing, Cole, too. So I can't tell you how many times I got asked about you and the job you're doing. And I said nothing but glowing things.
Nice of you, Jessica. Thank you.
Oh, what a fun show. It's been a fast 2 hours, but I mentioned earlier in the first segment that we've got lots of fun things coming up for you this week. The position previews or the position breakdowns with Greg and the assistant coaches will continue throughout this week and the next few weeks. Coming up tomorrow, we'll hear from wide receivers coach Garrett McGuire. And I was also able to do an interview with Xavier Betts. And we've heard so much about his story coming back to the team, taking 21 credit hours over the spring to be able to be eligible. And he talks about how big this coaching staff was in helping him get back. And so we do get a chance to sit down with Xavier Betts, and then we'll hear from Garrett McGuire as well. I'm also working on getting Jeremiah Searles on the program. He promised me he'd be on this week. Not sure if he'll be tomorrow or later on the week, but we'll definitely keep you updated on that. And so we got lots headed your way throughout this week, so stay tuned. And Greg's out for the rest of the week, but he'll be back next week. We'll finally be back together. But Cole, we did not forget how to do this thing.
We did a good job, I think.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Sports Nightly.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm broadcasting student Ann Gallagher with Campus News. 26 Husker students presented research findings on nuclear deterrence to a panel of U.S. Strategic Command officials at STRATCOM headquarters in Bellevue. The student-led presentation was the culmination of a semester of STRATCOM-guided research and the latest in a years-long partnership between STRATCOM and the National Security Studies program at Nebraska.
To win the game, you gotta have more strength. You gotta be tougher. You gotta be reliable. You gotta want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Huskers, do you want a fulfilling career that's financially rewarding? Explore the many ways you can be a part of the insurance community. Go to iian.org/careers today. Business insurance is a lot to manage. Did you know a trusted choice independent insurance agent can help guide you through it at no extra cost to you? They'll do your insurance. You just do you. Find out more at trustedchoice.com.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the